This is Paul Browning from Freedom Hygiene. A few weeks back I came across a very interesting article which was published in the Journal of the Institute of Brewing back in 2019. And I'd just like to read a few extracts from this report. It's talking about beer enemy number one, genetic diversity, physiology and biofilm formation of Lactobacillus brevis. And this is what it had to say about Lactobacillus brevis. It says it's the most significant beer spoilage bacteria worldwide. It is found as a contaminant at all stages of brewing, including during primary and secondary fermentation, storage, filtration, and the packaging process. It was determined that a large number of L. brevis strains can form biofilms as a first colonizer. Now, if you're not familiar with biofilms, I've been working with biofilms in food and beverage manufacturing since 2016. And over 95% of food product contamination and beverage contamination will come from bacteria embedded in a biofilm. The article goes on to say that Lactobacillus brevis, as well as other beer spoilage organisms in brewing, has been described as a late biofilm colonizer in brewery biofilms, often benefiting from prior colonization of different species. Now, this is the important part. What makes biofilms so dangerous for any hygienic production in the brewery is that they provide protection against environmental stress factors such as oxidation, desiccation, antibiotics, biocides like peracetic acid, and metal ions. We also know from work that we've carried out with the National Biofilm Innovation Centre and Camden BRI that conventional detergent chemistry, whether that is caustic or caustic and hypo, or phosphoric acid or nitric acid based detergents will not, surprisingly, but they will not remove a biofilm. So one of the most important things that we need to know in our breweries, do we have biofilms? And if we do, how can we find them? Because they're invisible. We've developed a product called Biodetector, and the way that this works is that we can spray this onto any surface, and the starting point for biofilms in any food or beverage manufacturing process, and especially within breweries, is the floor. Now, if I spray this onto a clean surface, such as the outside of this fermenting vessel, what we find is that a pink viscous liquid comes out, and it remains as a pink viscous liquid. We can see now that it's translucent. If we now turn our attention to the floor immediately below the fermenter, we can already see that splashes, and let's say that X marks the spot, shall we? This is an instant reaction to biofilms. This white effervescence is a reaction from the hydrogen peroxide in the biodetector to the enzyme catalase, which is found in brewery biofilms. The significant thing to notice, just look how close the biofilm is to this outlet valve and this valve here. So what we have here is a significant risk of contamination as little bits of biofilm get broken off during cleaning of the floor, or simply by walking across the floor, we can actually transfer biofilms to other parts of the floor. And because the biofilms contain bacteria, those bacteria can gain access to inside of the fermenter through these outlet valves. This is a tool which can help us to augment our cleaning processes so that we know where the hot spots are. We can find out where the biofilms are. Other areas, I won't spray this onto this vessel because it's got beer inside, but after cleaning, we would certainly check these O-rings here and here. We check this sample port, and if we focus our attention to the top of the fermenting vessel, we'd certainly want to check the underside of the lid and the rubber gasket, and also the valve or the fitting there at the top of the vessel. These are the most likely places that we would find biofilms in a brewing environment. If you'd like to find out more about the rapid identification and elimination of biofilms, please give me a call on 07774 89 8904 or paul@freedomhygiene.co.uk. Thank you.